All right, guys, we'll start. We'll start in 1 minute here. All right, let's get it going. All right, so we're looking at SPY or ES. ES first. Well, welcome to the live session, October 22nd. And let's get started here. So ES is right at that 20 SMA. And we're holding that right there. We're kind of in this little triangle pattern. Been kind of choppy. So we'll see if we stay in this little zone area here. So what we're looking at, we do have a little bull flag right here, but we can't get past this area. Can't make new highs. So until we do that, we're gonna stay in this choppy area right here. RSI still good, above 50 and holding. Squeeze holding. We have above the 6606, which is good, but we're in this choppy area right here. Okay, so we do got a good pattern to possibly shoot back up and break all-time highs and go in this area, but it looks more like we're gonna stay in this chop area. And it's a first real week of earnings season with the tech involved. When Netflix happens, it's the sign for the big guns to come out. We got Netflix, we got Tesla that we have today, and we have coming up, Microsoft and Apple and Amazon, all the big techs, Meta and all them stuff. So market tends to be choppy during this time until mostly the end of all the tech series, all the tech. So probably end of month we'll probably get more of a move than we're right now. Maybe we'll visit all time highs again, but I'm not sure we're gonna really push through. Okay, so I think that we're gonna still chop for a little while. That's my opinion. All right, so we go in a lower time frame. And we can see we do have a bull flag and we're holding. So, there's a possibility we still break out and go in. But, as we see, we came up here, chopped around for a bit, dropped. Okay, then we came back. Now we're back in this chop area. And then we lost it. And we're holding this here. Okay, so we either get back up here and actually push, or we're going to tend up to drop back down towards this area here and then chop around here and then most likely chop around for a couple of days or maybe 1 or 2 days and then drop it back down here, 66. So that's my thoughts on it. I think that we do chop around in this zone right here from 6,700 to 6,750, and then possibly drop through and come back down here to that 6,600 area and see if it holds. Now, we already dropped back, hit the 50, came back, we got above the 20. So that's the only reason why I'm thinking, hey, we could still possible that we break up and push up. But otherwise, if we stay in this chop, we're going to drop down probably head back down to that 6600, and then you know, figure it out from there, depending on how the earnings goes throughout the the earnings season. Okay. So let's let's go into let's see the hourly here. All right. So, we had that nice run up, chopped around for 2 days and then drop. Okay, there's a possible bear flag setting up, but if we get back above 67, 64, then that will get back into this chop area and we could set up to go higher. If we don't, if we drop below 66.96, then we go lower. All right. So let's see SPY here. All right. So SPY is in this area. You see this area where it was chopping around, going sideways. Okay, we dropped down, came back up. We're still in that area right there. We're holding right above that 667 area right there, forming a bull flag. Trying to hold this channel here, but barely making it. So again, if we could get through this 673 area, 674, we could go and make new all-time highs. But if we don't, we are holding the 20 SMA. If we don't hold this area, we don't hold this 66.6, then we're going to come down to 66.2, 659, and 654 area here. Okay. And, that's been very strong support there. But if that doesn't hold, we'll be going to 650, 646, 640 right here. So 647 and 640 there. Okay, and then that 100 SMA would get hit. Okay, but overall, RSI still above 50, squeeze forming. We do have a bull flag on the daily. Hourly showing the same thing. We got a bear flag potentially there. Okay, 4 hour. 4 hour here, we have a potential bull flag there, holding that 667. Okay, that's good. As long as we hold that 667, we're good. But if we lose this low from today, which is at 663.30, then most likely we go 662, 660, and 654. All right. Okay. So that's what we're looking at right now. We're very close to all-time highs, but market's not looking too excited to revisit right now. Not too excited. All right, let's go into the what are we going into? Not the Qs yet. To NASDAQ. Going to NASDAQ. All right, NASDAQ here. Okay. Okay, NASDAQ. Okay. All right, so NASDAQ here. We had this consolidation zone here. We got above it. Now we got below it. Then we got back in it. Now we got above it. Now we're holding it. We're holding that 20 SMA. So if we could hold above 25,000, which we are now, we have potential to keep pushing. But if not, we come back inside this chop area, come back to 24,600. And if we lose that, we go to 24,250. Okay. And then potentially this gap fill is already hit, right? That gap fill already hit. So we either come back in here, chop around more, and then set up to go higher, or we just go higher now. But yeah, that gap fill already hit. So yeah, we either stay in this chop area, or we could set up here and stay above 25,000, and then set up to go higher. Okay, we already reset on the RSI. That's good. We have a nice um, squeeze forming, so that's good. So maybe we're just waiting for some tech to fire off, and then we'll keep taking off higher. But overall, it does look pretty good. On the weekly, we still got a bull flag. So potentially, tech still looks really good. Looks really good. It looks like we could still go higher. Okay, now um, everything looks good. Reset. It looks fine. We just need to stay above 25,000. We could do that. Then we could keep going on the Qs, Nasdaq and the Qs. Okay. All right. So same thing. We're above the 603 area, holding that 20 SMA. We got a bull flag forming. If we could stay above here, that 603 area, 604, then we could set up nice bull flag, and then continue on higher. Everything's set up as well. RSI set up. We did have a bearish divergence here, and then we dropped. Let's see if that divergence is done and over with. Um, so this could easily be an RSI reset, and then we could continue on higher. We got to stay above that 20 SMA. All right, let me see this here. Okay. Okay. All right, IWM coming in here. So IWM never came through and followed through. We thought it was going to turn around and keep going. This was an indecision candle. We said if it does keep going, that would be a nice little breakout area, and we would have a switch on the market, but we never got it. Okay. Instead, we got consolidation. We remove that now. Could remove this here. Okay. So here's your little consolidation zone here. Here's your consolidation zone. And we're chopping around in this area. With the RSI still coming downward. Downward here. Okay, RSI still above 50, squeeze forming. But we're in the chop area. So, we're in the chop area. Good to be hedged. Because we're just going to be coming up and down, up and down, up and down. Like I said, earnings season here. There's going to be a lot of chop. So, just stay hedged. Stay hedged. Okay, you see DIA. DIA actually made a move this last 3 days. Okay, it made a move and then making a bull flag here. Okay, so last week it was IWM. This week it's DIA. So DIA looking good. Looking good here. Okay. Squeeze looking good. RSI looking good. Okay, DA has potential. DIA has potential there. Looking pretty good there. Looking good. If it holds at 464, great. If it gets back over 467, even better. Holding there and then forming that bull flag and could go with the squeeze and a positive RSI. All that looks good. It looks decent. Looks really good. Okay. So I would watch DIA. Anything associated with DIA as well. Okay. Okay. Let's get into here. Nvidia. All right, Nvidia's been stuck in this cycle right here of chop for a long time. Okay, broke out of that 184.40, back tested it, held it, then came up, hit our target on this breakout, and then completely fell off and found back in. Okay. Then we have been stuck in between this 20 SMA and 100 SMA constantly, and today we have an indecision candle. Well, that indecision candle, um, obviously, what do we always say about indecision candles? It matters what the next day is. So whatever tomorrow is. So whatever tomorrow is that's where our direction is going to be. Okay. RSI is below 50, not the greatest. It needs to get back above 50. Squeeze is facing down, not the greatest. Okay. So right now, not looking good. Nvidia not looking good below 184.40 anyways. Okay. I said it before. Below 184.40, no good. Today it tried to push. Okay, it tried to push 2 days or 3 days ago. Didn't work out. Okay, so it's just stuck in this area between the 50 and the 20 SMA. So if we could hold that, great. But we need to get over 184.40, get back over 185. Okay, if this loses this week, we're gonna see 175, maybe even 168 again. Okay, we do have that bearish divergence on that daily. So let me take a look at the weekly. We have a bearish divergence on the weekly as well. Here. Okay, so it's looking a little bearish right now. That's what I'm gonna say. It's looking a little bearish right now. I had a chance earlier today, and it lost it. But it's holding that 180, so it's going to be chopped between 180 and 184. So it's going to continue that. Otherwise, it's dead money. It's dead money right now. So nothing else to say to that. All right, Mara. So it tried to break out here, and then it reversed it here, and then failed it here, and then came back, lost the 20 SMA here. Trying to hold this support here, but it's not looking the best. It's not looking the best. Okay. It's not looking the best. I don't really like it here. Nothing looks good to me right here. So I'm not really fond of this one. When it broke out, it was fine. It looked fine, but this whole reversal here coming down here, I'm not holding the 20 SMA, and possibly not holding this area here. Look, if it doesn't hold above 1869, it's no good. It's going to fall back in here. It's going to come back here to 1750. If it could hold that 20 SMA and get back above that 21, then you got something. But other than that, it doesn't look good to me. Okay. Who's next here? XLV. XLV attempted breakout today and it failed. So, that's not strong. So it needs to be above 146.12. It made an indecision candle, doji candle, right at that breakout. Not good. It needs to be above that. And then it could have something go to 149, maybe 153, 154. But otherwise, if this rejects, this is going to come right back down here. Okay. PBR. Looks like consolidation zone here. It needs to be back up above 12 in order to move. Right now it's below there, consolidating. This is a choppy stock to the downside. Nothing's looking like it's doing anything really. Okay. Not looking. It doesn't look the greatest. I mean, it's choppy in this area, and it needs to be at above 12. Moving averages are dropping, are crossing each other to the downside. Doesn't look good. You got a slight bullish divergence on the RSI and the stochastics, but it still doesn't look the greatest. It needs above 12 to do anything. Okay, open is it's waiting for earnings. I don't know what else to say. It's waiting for earnings or some kind of news. It's gonna probably stay in this general area right here. It just got filled right now today, so it's gonna pop back to like $8, and it will get back up here, but it's gonna chop around in this general area until earnings. So it's a buy here right at that gap fill, but you're probably gonna just stop at around 780 to 8, and then chop around for a bit until earnings come. All right, Circle International Group. Okay, it lost the uptrend here. Okay, it was holding that bull flag. Remember, I told you that bull flag get too long, it's gonna drop. So it got too long and it dropped. Okay, and now. So lost the uptrend. Okay, now this is in this here box right here. Chopping around. RSI below 50. Stochastics going down. Doesn't look the best. Looks like more chop coming. This stock ain't ready. It's not ready. It's not ready. and it won't be ready until it's back above 135. And moreover, it won't be ready until it's back over 140, 146. Right now, not ready. Not at all. All right, SLS. It's like a stock that is waiting on news, or it runs on news. It is a healthcare stock. Doesn't really look the greatest either. You had a breakout twice and failed. Okay. This looking like a long box. A long box with a high mid range. So you get the upper end here, and what you're at right now, and then you have the lower end here. But doesn't look ready. This is if you believe in the stock, then I guess you would buy it long and hold it. But this isn't like a short term thing. So if you believe in the stock, this is a long term thing. This is nothing short term. Doesn't look good to me short term. Okay. All right, Tesla. I think Tesla's still a buy. It dropped. I think it's a buy the dip. So I've been saying get it long. If it comes back to 415, it's still a buy. I don't think it's not a buy. I think it's a buy long term as well. It dropped, but not that much. What is it? About $13 drop, and you needed $31. So it killed both sides. It killed puts and calls on the drop. If it opens here, we don't know where it's going to open. It might open flat. It might open down. It might open at 415. It might open where it is right now, 424. But either way, as long as Tesla's above 415, it's a buy. It's a buy. I think it's just consolidating. It's literally in this chop area. And I said it's going to be in that chop area for a long time. I said this like a couple weeks ago. I said it's going to be in that chop area probably till earnings. And right now you can see it's not getting out of that while it's in earnings. So it looked good above its 20 SMA, but now it's back under. So, possibility it opens near 425, 430 area. And then it could run up and get back above the 20 SMA. That'd be a best opportunity. The other opportunity, it just comes back down to 415 and then bounces there. But either way, I'm long Tesla still long. Okay. And if we do break down, for whatever reason, we do break down hardcore, then this should be your hedge right here. That 400 level should be your hedge on the put side. Because tomorrow, whatever it does. And then like an hour or two into the market, whenever it figures out where it wants to go, I would think it's either go to 400 or it's going to go back to 440. All right. Okay. LLY. Okay, hit the 200 SMA and bounced, holding up there. Okay. Now 10:30 is its earnings, so that's in 8 days. I don't think it does much. I don't think it does anything till earnings. I think I said that last week and the week before. I don't think it does much until earnings. So, here it's gonna be right here. That's where it's gonna be. right here. In between these, it's going to be so 787 to 834. Okay, it's going to be right here, bouncing around until earnings happens. All right, IONQ. Okay, IONQ. This one had a bearish divergence on it here. Okay, earnings is when? 11/5, so in 2 weeks. Like about 2 weeks. Where it's holding is nice. It's holding good there, but you know it's still not ready. RSI is below 50. Stochastics is still not ready. You know where it's holding is okay, but this might revisit 49. It might revisit 49 to the 100 SMA, and then if it doesn't hold here, it revisits its 49-48 level, and then from there it will bounce back up and then set up for another run maybe after earnings. But right now it's not gonna run. I don't see any potential for it to run right now. Okay. Core wave. Okay, core wave was falling, hit the 113.40 area, and then hit the 50 SMA, and then found a bid to buy. RSI still below 50. Squeeze for me on there. Stochastics, not ready yet. Okay. I think this one is maybe come back into the 130s, but I think that it still chops around. Still thinks I think it chops around. I think it's on the bottom area because it recovered most of the day, but I think that we'll get back inside of this area, but we're gonna chop in between this area and then build this weekly bull flag here, and then maybe after earnings, because earnings is the 13th. I think maybe after that it runs, or maybe it could run into earnings. But this area, as long as tomorrow is a positive day, then today was a good buy. If tomorrow is not a positive day, then it wasn't a good buy. But coming in here and looking two double bottom, or not two double bottoms, but two bottom tail reversal candles, and we get back over 125 tomorrow and push 128, then it was a good day to buy. Okay. So if not, then it was not a good day. Okay. All right. GLD. GLD supposedly had a blow off top today, or not today, 2 days ago. All right, so it depends how this candle is gonna close this week. So we got 2 days. If it's up tomorrow and Friday, then it's not gonna be a bearish engulfing. But if it is if it's up tomorrow and then down Friday and back to where it is right here below 375, then that's a bearish engulfing, and that's gonna possibly be a blow off top, and then we could fall to 365. $360 area, and let me see. Probably more like there, 365. Okay. So there was a bearish divergence on there. I know, because I had gotten puts before up here, but it kept going one more day, and then yeah, should have held those puts. But here, hit the 20th of May reversed, but we need a confirmation reversal here. If that confirm reversals, then it might be a good day tomorrow also. But if Friday engulfs it and comes back down here, then that's bad news. So that's that for this week. That's what you got to look at. If that happens, then there could be a blow off top on gold. Okay, and that the 403 could be the top for a while. All right. So, but if these are Thursday and Friday are up days, then maybe you'll be saved. But if tomorrow's good and then Friday's bad and you're right back down here at the 20th of May, then it's a blow off top. If tomorrow's bad and Friday's bad, it's a blow off top. Okay, Google. So all of these charts to get harder and harder when more consolidation comes in, right? Because you're not trending anywhere really. Okay, you're really staying in a box. All right. So Google is a big example of that. Okay, so Google first we wanted it to hold above 240. All right. So this is your box here. You see, we had a little box here, okay, and that's our 240 box, okay, and then we dropped down here, okay, we got back under that box, and then we got over the box again, ran up, tried to get out of the box here, failed. Okay, and now we're building a bull flag here. Okay, with the RSI reset and a squeeze forming. So if this one sets up, then we could potentially go, but it's probably not going to go until earnings, which is in 7 days. So it's probably not going before earnings, even though it had good news today. It might not go. If it does go, that's going to be scary if it's breaking out running before earnings, because we don't like stocks that run before earnings. But if it comes back down here and chills, maybe the earnings are going to be good. But overall, I like Google. I like Google long a lot, and I think it is going to go. But I'm just worried about that earnings. If that earnings drops us back down here, then that's a problem. But I really think earnings will take us up. But overall, I'm long Google, and I'm hopeful that it will go. But you gotta be mindful that earnings is in 7 days, and even though it looks great and everything on all fronts, earnings is 50-50. So be cautious on that. Okay. Okay. All right. MicroStrategy. Let's see. Clear all that. So MicroStrategy not looking the best here. Okay. Here's your downtrend. Okay, you got a slight bullish divergence there, but we see that. We see that came down and we still made a lower low here. Okay, that's not good. So this is gonna be our new base right here, 280. So 280 is gonna be our new base here. Okay, as long as that bullish divergence hold, that 280 should hold, or 279 should hold. Okay, earnings coming up on the 30th, so in 8 days. So this, if this could hold, then that's great. It's probably gonna hold till earnings for 8 days. So chop around here, chop between these two areas here, 280 and 305. Probably chop around there until earnings, and then it figures out, are we still in the downtrend or we're gonna take off? Okay, otherwise earnings is too close. Earnings is too close. All right, TKO. Okay, TKO. You got a falling wedge here. Okay, you have a falling wedge here. Earnings are 11.5 in 2 weeks. You're probably gonna chop until then. Chop, chop, chop down all the way till then. You got strong support in this general area where it's gonna be, right at the tip area, right on that earnings area. Okay. Let's see, 196. Yeah, choppy to the downside. You lose that 186, you're gonna be coming back down to that 180 area. It's gonna chop, 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 and then drop, and then chop, 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 and then you're gonna have earnings. All right, Disney. All right, Disney here. Okay. All right, Disney downtrend. Okay, Disney is actually looking decent right here. It's almost looking like Lululemon, but in a different sense. Um, it has a bull flag with RSI above 50 with the squeeze forming. Stochastics coming up. Above it's 20 SMA. Right below it's 50. If it could break this 50, if it could break this 50 at 115. Okay, if it could break that 50 SMA right here, that 114.86, this could go. This could break out and go to 116 and more. Looks good though. Looks good. It looks like it could do it. Looks like it could do it. It could break out. Let me see a longer term. All right. I'm gonna see a longer term. Okay. All right. Disney's kind of been in this general area of about $100, but I do think that this is like a good spot to get a leap on this. I'd say a 2027 leap, or you know what? Shit, might even go 2028. 2028. These are pretty expensive. 2027 should be fine. I would say a 130 leap for January 2027 or 140 leap for January 2027. And I think soon Disney could break out. Okay, test at 124, and then we could see 150. Could see 150, and then we could see Disney back to 200 in time. Not saying that this is going to happen this year. I said this year probably we're going to break out to 120, 125, maybe more. But I'd say an easy bet is January 2027, 130 calls or 140 calls for Disney. January 2027. Okay, that's like a year and a couple months. Okay. So Disney looks good. I think it breaks out. I think it has potential. Has good potential. Okay. Neo. Bearish divergence. Can't get past $8. Okay. Below its 20 SMA. Holding the 50 SMA. Okay. Battling with the 50 on the RSI. I think this stock is just consolidating. I don't think it's doing anything. I don't see it doing anything at all. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look nice. I don't like it at all. You know, Neil's gonna be looking for news. Maybe get some news, but this is a news-driven stock. It's not gonna do much otherwise. So, unless you're looking for news or have some news on it, this stock does not look good to me at all. Okay. All right. NVTS. All right, NVTS been paying us. Okay. My target was 18, and we got to 1780. Okay, we're 30 cents away. 30 cents away from our target. Okay, that was 2 days ago. So on Monday. All right. So, hope you guys made some money on there. Okay, came back here. We're holding that support at 313 or 1313. All right. We do have a gap fill here, but I don't think we get it. I think we hold here and set up, and we chop around for a little bit, and then we have that earnings on the 3rd, which is in 2 weeks. Exactly 2 weeks. So I think it still looks good, and I think it goes, but I think this is an easy long-term play. We got in at 7. I still think this one goes to 18, 20 and more, but it looks good. We have that bearish divergence here, and we did drop. We have to hold this 1313. We're indecision candle here. So if we do drop tomorrow, then we're going to go here to 1030. 1030. And if that's going to hold, that's going to be an area to buy. And then that will pop back up for the earnings, and then we take off. All right, DE. All right, DE broke out today and hit that 50 SMA and our first target at 472. And then it sold back off all day. And, I mentioned, that it would be either we break out or we pull back, and we ended up pulling back. We're still above that 460, which is great. We ended the day positive still. We need to get back above that 467. Okay, if we could get back above that 467, we're good to go. But if we don't, here we pull back, and we pull back to say 457, then we create this inverse head and shoulders here, and then we end up going in like 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks. But if we could get past that 467 and then get past that 472, we'll be going to 482. 482 and more. Okay. And then potentially we need to get past that 482 in order to get to that 500. All right. Otherwise, on the 4 hour, we're still in this consolidation between 460 and 467. Nothing's really changed. So, we rallied up, hit that target, came back down here, but we're still in the game. All right, nothing's changed. All right, Walmart. Okay, Walmart broke out all-time highs. Okay, we had a nasty candle here, but we held this 106.55. Okay, we had a bullish Harami there. Then we had a bearish engulfing here. Then we had a bearish candle here, and now we have another bullish bullish Harami here. Bullish Harami here, holding that 106.55. It's an indecision candle, so whatever tomorrow brings, we would go. So if we break out above 106.76, we're going to break 108, and then we're going to be heading to 110. And now if we break down to 105.66, and then we're heading to 105.30, and if we don't hold that, we fall and lose all. But I don't think we're going to do all that. I think we're still going to go higher. I think we break 106.76 and we go higher. Okay. All right. MP. I was looking at this stock earlier. It's a mineral stock, but just didn't look that great to me. It popped and then dropped here hard inside this channel. Inside this channel here. So our side below 50, maybe it comes back above here to 73.21, but it's below its 20, it's below its 50. It's trapped in consolidation zone. It's a straight shot down, 30 straight shot points. I need to see it above 80 in order for me to be in it. Otherwise, it's just going to stay in this chop area until it has some kind of good news or it has earnings. Otherwise, it's just straight chop and not looking good. Okay. Hood. Okay, Hood. We got some bearish divergences here. Okay, we got our side coming down below 50. Okay. Um, I'm not really a fan of it right here. It hit 150 pretty fast from 100, and now it's coming down. Lost its 20 SMA. It's holding this 50 SMA. A lot of things are between its 50 and 20 SMA. Um, Stochastics are holding, but RSI isn't. We're not looking the greatest on the chart, and earnings is in 2 weeks. I don't see this doing much. I feel like it's either going to drop, probably down to 106, 107, or it's just going to chop. Otherwise, I don't see anything good about it. SoFi is been chopping around, and it's not going to do anything until earnings, and that's in 5 days. So, I already said many times I'm long SoFi, um, but earnings is 50-50. I don't know how many times I say it, but earnings at 50-50, and that's just how things are. And you're never gonna be 100% right in earnings. So I like it. I think that it has potential to go, but again, you're depending on earnings. So if there was a guarantee on earnings, then everybody would hit it, but there isn't. But I like it. It's near all-time highs. Um, but again, it's an earnings play. Whether it's a short term or long term, it's going to be an earnings play. Um, but I still like it. Okay, nothing else to say about it. You got 5 days. All right. PFE PFA is just a buy and hold long. It's holding the uptrend here. It's holding this. It's chopping in the chop area because it's in all of its moving averages. It popped up nicely and then came back down hard. Nobody expects that to happen, but it happens. You know, so it might chop around until earnings. 2 weeks. Like I said, it's a lot of choppiness during earnings season. Okay, and that's what you're in right now. So get used to it. You either get long or you just stay out. Because it's going to be choppy until earnings. The the market's not going to move the stock before its earnings coming out, unless there's some kind of news. So most of the things that you're asking me, all everybody's asking me, it's going to be choppy until earnings because they have earnings either this week, next week, or the following week. So you know if you're already in chop, you're going to stay in chop. Okay, Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin. It's staying right here where it needs to stay at that 61 level. Um, but it needs to show something, and it's just chopping around. It had that cup and handle breakout, and then it came, and then it hit that target, and then it came back down, and it's just holding where that breakout was, and it needs to hold that. And if it doesn't hold that, we're in trouble. Well, we're in total in the market and Bitcoin, we're in trouble because then it drops, and it probably comes right back down to first it's going to come down to 57.66, then it could come down to 53, 54, and then it could come down to 48 and then hold there and then come back up. I'm sure it's going to come back hard, but it's going to drop hard too. Okay, so you're gonna have to take the bad and the good. But if it could hold here, then cool. It could set up and then continue on. But I think that just like the market's waiting, Bitcoin's waiting. So do I think? I think if we do have a drop, we're gonna drop potentially. I don't like this here. This I don't like this. Coming towards the 50 and reversing. I don't like that. But you know, um, we could come back and hold, and then we could take off. But if we do end up dropping, say we end up dropping to say 55, 53, I do think we come back fast, really fast. Okay, even if we drop down to 48, I do think we come back fast, really fast. So on any of the drops, hard drops, when we finally found a bottom, I would still get long it immediately. But from where we are right here, we're barely holding on. Okay, so that. We are barely holding on, so keep that in mind. Okay, coin. So coin dropped off. We thought we were gonna break out. We had a lot of we had a nice reversal, and we had that confirmation happening on Monday, and then it rejected. Tuesday pulled back, and then today just sold off hard, and then held that 315 support. But again, what did I just say on that Bitcoin? I don't like it rejecting that 50 and coming down, and that's what coin is doing as well. So I don't like that. 315 is support on coin, and it's barely holding on. So again, it's the same thing as coin and Bitcoin. I don't really. It's barely holding on. So I'm not really excited about them. I'm not looking at them to get long them right now. I'm waiting just to see what the market's gonna do. They don't look extremely strong to me right now. Okay, this was a shoulder, that's a head, and this could be another shoulder. I don't like that, and I don't like the RSI below 50. I don't like a lot of things about it. Am I saying we're gonna drop off yet? No, I'm not. I'm saying that they're just holding on by strings. Okay, if this does drop, we hold probably 300, 301, 302 area, and it needs to hold that. And I don't think it falls off before earnings though. Earnings is 10:30. That's 8 days away. So that's gonna either make or break it. And that's just how it's gonna be. Make or break it. Okay. UAL. Well, see, this is the sell zone. Okay, sell zone. Okay, we hit that sell zone, rejected, came back down. RSI below 50. It doesn't look strong to me at all. If it could hold 93.50, maybe you could do something. But if it can't hold that, it drops off. Okay. Got a really bad bearish divergence here. Just like everything has a bearish divergence. We've been running for a while. Um, that's why I've been telling you guys to hedge up, hedge up, hedge up. We're gonna be choppy through earnings season, and there's gonna be a lot of pullbacks. Does it mean that market sucks? No. But look at how long this one ran up. You know, this is just it's just normal. Okay, nice hard run up, and then you're gonna get a pullback. All right, so this one, I think it's gonna chop or pull back still. I don't think it's gonna run yet. So if you have longs on it, that's fine, keep them. But I think this one could actually revisit this gap fill right here at 102. So I think that's where it goes. All right, Disney already did. Okay. Okay, BM. Okay. Like the I tell you all the time about this stock. Every week, I tell you this stock. It's a buy and hold. That's it. It's in this chop area, and it's going to stay in this chop area. Possibly, I think it might drop in the lower end. If especially why? Because look at that, rejected the 50 and coming down. Yeah, this has a good possibility of dropping to the lower end area and coming down to 40, maybe 33. I would be a buyer. I'd be a long-term buyer at 33. But if it could hold this area, it's just going to chop around. Try to break out once, failed, twice, failed, 3 times failed. Okay, so, you know, it's not ready, and it's not going to be ready for a little while. So you could be long it, but other than that, short term, it's below its 50, it's below its 20. It's not looking the best here. So I think it could lose at 47, go to 40. Um, but I would be a buyer in the lower end, 33 to 40. All right. CRM. All right, this one looks great. I like this one a lot. This one looks amazing. Okay, this one looks like I might get in it tomorrow. This one looks great. Oh, sorry, I had an itch on my back. All right, this one looks great. We got a downtrend broken. Got the downtrend broken, the descending triangle broken to the upside. Had a nice 2 days. Squeeze firing to the upside. Okay, got a bull flag forming here. Got a bull flag forming here. Right? Okay, that bull flag's targeting. We're going to do that 200 SMA first. And then we're going to do 285. So this one looks good. At least to that 285 for sure. Okay, we're above the 20 SMA, above the 50 SMA, above the 100 SMA. RSI is above 50. Okay, stochastics going up. Okay, everything looks good. Okay, that 273 is a good target. 285, and then we could see 288. Yeah, but this one looks great. This one looks really good. Yeah, I like it. Okay. Setting triangle pop. RSI on the weekly is gonna pop above 50. That's good. Okay. Yep. Price targets are right there between 278 and 280. So that's good. So this one has room. This one has room. We'll probably have a little issues at the 200, but once it gets past that, this one has a lot of room. Okay, CRM looks good. Looks good. Okay. All right, so this one, just like all the other ones, that look like this. Has a bearish divergence on it. Okay, it's at the 20 SMA. Um, okay, so I'm thinking it might revisit 13 before it goes again. But overall, I think it's a good buy. But I do think we revisit 13 before it goes higher. I think it goes 13 before it goes higher. But I think it's still a good buy overall. All right, AMD look, it has a bearish divergence on it. Okay, it doesn't look the greatest. It has an uptrend on it though. Okay, and it's between a rock and a hard place. So, it tried to break out before and it failed. Okay, it's holding the uptrend here. So it either holds it and pushes at 243 or it doesn't and we come back down to 203 and then hold that area 204 203 then hold that area and then revisit. But again, earnings is going to be affecting on it, and it might not be its earnings, but it's going to be others earnings. Like it's up a little bit because what LRCX earnings. Okay, it's at 231 right now because LRCX had good earnings. Okay, that's going to affect it. Other stocks are going to affect it as well. So that's going to either push it through or it's not. It's going to drop it down. Okay, it only got affected a little bit with the LRCX earnings. Okay, Lam Research, but other stocks might have a bigger effect on it to drop it down. So just keep that in mind. AMD is in the chop area. It's not going to do anything. It's not going anywhere unless it's going to break 243 or break 220. Okay, AVGO. AVGO, AVGO, RSI's on 50. It's consolidating, has a nice squeeze. It's just been here chilling for the past 3-4 weeks. Been here chilling. It doesn't look bad. We do have a gap underneath, but that we haven't wanted to fill. Okay, but always be hedged because you never know when that day comes, when you just come slashing down. But holding the 20 SMA looks good. We're chopping around, consolidating. This one's waiting on earnings as well. This one tends to move with Apple earnings. Okay, so whatever Apple earnings does, this one is going to have an effect on. So tech has an effect on this one too. Chips and Apple stock have effect on AVGO. So right now it's just chopping, not doing anything, just like AMD. Okay, NBIS. All right. NBIS. All right, NBIS. This freaks me out here because this could be distribution here, and this is dropping, trying to find an area of support, and I don't think the area of support is until $88. And if it doesn't hold at $88, then it's going to fall down to $66. So even though it's finding some support right here at the 50 SMA, we got the 20 SMA coming curling down. I don't think this finds support until 88.37 or 88.35. There's some support here. Might has a little bounce, make a little bull flag, but I think it comes back down to 88.37, and then sets up. Let me see the weekly. Um, Unless it could get back above 108. Yeah, if it could get back above 108, if we could get back above 108 and hold that, and then potentially get back above 116 and hold above there, then I would say we have a, a possibility of a nice weekly bull flag. But if that doesn't happen, then we go to 88, and then we see if we could come back and make that bull flag. Okay. All right, Pepsi. Pepsi. Okay, looks like it's doing good, but it's hitting the downtrend here, and this toppy area. Okay. Okay. Unfortunately, I think Pepsi is gonna lose it right here. Bearish divergence on the 1 hour and bearish divergence on the 4 hour. Here, a big one. Squeeze forming. Looks like it might drop off. It's not breaking the downtrend as well. This downtrend here. We do have a inverse head and shoulders there, but I don't think it's gonna fire yet. It looks good, potentially, for a fire soon, but I don't think it's gonna happen this week. I think probably we're gonna drop some, and then maybe up tomorrow or next week, and then probably the week after that maybe we fire it. But from what I'm looking at on the 4 hour, it's looking like it wants to drop, and on the 1 hour, it's looking like it wants to drop as well. We got rejected hard here. I do like this for a nice swing, but I do think we're gonna pull back probably. We're gonna pull back probably to 150 or 148.85, and then set up and then make a larger bull flag, and then take off and break out. On the larger pattern. On the larger pattern here. Yeah, and then we could go 165. But this weekly inverse head and shoulders looks good. But I think shorter term daily is telling me no, we're gonna pull back, and then make a weekly bull flag here, and then set up for maybe a week or two, and then go. So on the inverse head and shoulders, I love it, I like it, but it doesn't look like it's ready. I'll revisit it tomorrow, but I don't think it's ready for this week. Okay, GDX. All right, GDX is same as GLD I did earlier. You're getting a bounce here, but again, the weekly showing a blow off top. Okay, we have a topping tail, then we have a bearish engulfing. You could be up maybe tomorrow, but if you're down Friday, it's no good. If you're down tomorrow and Friday, it's no good. But otherwise, if you're up Friday, if you're up Thursday and Friday, then maybe you have something. But otherwise, gold is not looking like it's gonna just come straight back up. Okay, I know it's been strong and everything, but this here is a very good indicator that it's done. It's done. So 85, 85 could be the top for GDX, which is a big, huge top. It used to be $30. It used to be $30. This is $50 higher than it used to be. But I think that's gonna be the top. So you might chop around here for a little bit, but you're gonna drop some more. Probably gonna drop. Probably drop. Let me see here. Probably drop 67 to 70. Right? Yeah, 67 to 70. Maybe a little bit more, but I think this general area you're gonna keep for a little while and then chop around. I think you're gonna have a big chop zone, and that chop is gonna be from 67.75 to 77. You're gonna chop in between this area for a while. I don't think you're gonna go straight back up. Okay, and that's the same thing I said with 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 GLD. All right, HL. All right. Well, look at this stock, huh? I I must have I must have did some work on this stock a long time ago. And look at that run. I guess I missed that, huh? Missed that one. Oh well. This one has the same similar stock that GDX has. Same idea. So yeah, big breakout. Okay, and then big rejection. Okay, month's almost over. We got what, one more week? Next Friday. Okay, so either this fixes itself by next week, or it's right at that 50. I think maybe there or there. Okay, yeah. So this one's getting pulled back. It might go up tomorrow or Friday, or whatnot, or one up, one down, one of the two. But I think it's gonna come down to 1070 or 1170. But I think that they still have room to the downside. Um, but I think it's gonna be a little while. I think maybe like a month or two before these things start running again. Okay. All right. MRK. MRK is moving. It's making a bull flag. It has a nice bull flag. Earnings are on 10:30, so 8 days. So it's making a bull flag at gap filled. From there, it's nice, making a move, nice move. Overall, it's making a weekly bull flag here, and it looks good. This weekly bull flag looks great. Setting up, okay, breaks out on the earnings, and it might make do very well. This is the same idea of a PFE, and I think it's going to do well. I think this is a great place to get long and stay long. So I'm not moving from there. I've been saying get long and stay long. All of those stocks that look exactly like this. Nothing's changed. This is not a week thing, a 2 week thing, a 4 week thing. This is a month thing. This is a year thing. Get long and stay long. TDW, it's holding this area here, but it hasn't broken out yet. So tomorrow it's gonna make its decision, up or down, and then you go with it. Goes up or goes down. Go with it. Steadily rising up. That's good. It's setting going to our targets there. It does have a indecision candle on it. So if this gaps down, get out of it immediately. Okay, if it gaps down, get out of it immediately. If it keeps on rising, then go with it, and it goes to the target 71.50. But if it gaps down for whatever reasons, get out. Okay. All right, you. Okay, this stock hit its 20 SMA today, rallied back up to 22.56 above, holding that bull flag support. Okay, next target we could push potentially if it has the juice is 66. Okay, overall long term this looks good. Big targets are 30 and 35. Okay, our side looks good. Volume looks good, 150% today. Stochastics looks fine. Looks good. All right, XOM above all its moving averages. It needs to get past that 115, and then it needs to get past that 118. But right now it's consolidating like it tends to do. Our side looks good. Squeeze looks good. But, you know, how many times have this happened and then it just fails? But overall, it does look good. It does look great. Earnings coming up the end of the month, Friday. Next Friday. A week and a half. But this thing, if it gets past that 115, this thing could be revisiting 118. But do I think it breaks 118 before earnings? I don't. So it might run up to it and then stop. But, you know, enjoy the run-up. Okay. Costco here. Okay, had a bullish divergence there. Popped, dropped. Okay, didn't fill the gap and kind of chopping around. We have an indecision candle here. So whichever way this goes tomorrow, that's your direction. So it goes higher. Then it goes higher than 953, it's then you go higher. It goes lower than 932.50, it's then you go lower to the gap fill. NBIS I already did. Did I? Did I do that? Let me see. NBIS. Yeah, I did that already. Okay, I did that already. All right. All right, so like I was saying with Bitcoin, it's holding that 108 level that it needs to hold. It's just holding on for life. And it's doing that because earnings, right? It's not going to drop off before earnings. It's not going to pop off before earnings. So if it does pop up, you know, remember we had that potential head and shoulders pattern. Okay, if it just drops off and this is a bear flag is forming and it just drops off, then, you know, we're coming down here. You know, hit that 200 SMA and then came back up. We're barely holding on to that 108. So if that happens, you know, we're going to drop off. But like I said, if we do drop off and we come back down here, you know, and if we lose it and even come all the way down to 80, if it even happens, it might hit 100 and then pop back up hard. But if we do even come here to 80 or maybe even 95, I think we're gonna pop back up really fast. So don't be too worried. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. That's all I got for you guys today. I'll see you guys next week.